it seems like we're now not far off, thanks to technologies like you're developing at Genmo, to having consistency for video clips. I don't know, like, maybe you can give us a little bit of insight into, is it like a few seconds? Can we stretch? I don't know, like what kind of time horizon can we get to now where we have consistent video? And how realistic do you think it is that maybe in our lifetimes we'll be able to have feature length films with dialogue, sound effects, music, all of that created at the click of a button with a natural language description?
So it's happening today. So a few months ago when we got started, we had what I would call a flickergram, something that it's more of a flickery style video, trippy and psychedelic. And people love this for a lot of effects, perfect for water, gas, cloth rippling, or hair flying. What we exposed as a product was that you would upload a picture, you'd select a region of the picture, and you'd paint it in as a video, right? So you select a region of your personal photo or your AI generated photo, and then animate that particular region of the photo. And then people could do things like add butterflies or make the water ripple, make the waterfall flow. I think there's actually a whole subreddit called Cinemagraph that does things like this. These mostly still photos where parts of it are animating. And this got extremely popular, right? And so this is one very low level effect, subtle animation. We had some knobs where you could dial up the chaos, but you'd lose coherence. A couple of months after that, we released a model for coherent text to video generation, where you put in a caption, you get a coherent clip out, but it would only be 2 seconds long, low frame rate. Think about 8 frames per second. And so this is, interesting, but it wasn't yet at the quality that's actually really truly useful for people. So they in fact preferred our first animation style, which could do subtle effects, but it could do it really, really well. We're continuing to improve that technology. That's really just a quality problem where people want coherent motion, but they also want high fidelity. And that means high resolution, high frame rate. The next model that is coming soon from Genmo does 24 frames per second or more, really buttery smooth video, high resolution, full higher than 1280p video synthesis. It's still short clips, so about 4 or 5 seconds, but we're moving that bar up over time. And really, the bar is extremely high. Reality is a high bar to meet. In this industry, one of the things that I love about working on generative models is that the world just sets a really high standard for how good we can get.
Yeah, very cool. And then, so what do you think about this like idea of in our lifetimes having feature length films that you could say, you could just type in, I want a podcast episode of
Yeah.
John Krohn and Ajay Jain. It's got to be 75 minutes long, and they're going to talk about creative general intelligence. Render it, please.
With a human in the loop, we can get there, arguably today, probably in a couple months, much better. Because I was watching this TV show, Dark. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a slightly dystopian time travel oriented TV show, and just really beautiful cinematography. And I was kind of carefully observing some of the cinematographic effects, and I realized that almost all of the clips in each of these TV episodes is only a few seconds. Max 10, maybe max 30 seconds in a single cut.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then all these little clips are stitched together, and that actually, that has benefits. It allows the director to have some control over the story, allows you to zoom in on aspects that are of focus to what's happening in the narrative. 30 seconds is quite conceivable that Genmo is going to get there. And there's another problem that's probably on your mind, which is, okay, yes, each of these clips is 10 to 30 seconds, but they're all of the same scene, right? Like, the content needs to be consistent across that film. That is a little bit of a problem for these visual generative models today. It's also part of the reason why we go for this integrated general type of architecture, because we can imagine having a model, our same model, that produces a video clip, not just conditioned on the text that you've typed in. I want, a TV show about time travel, but it also conditions on the previous clips. And so at test time, just in the forward pass, this model can preserve the identities of the subjects. They know that it's John. They know that it's me, Ajay. in the past clip, so I should produce the same identity. They know the style should be consistent, and so on. I would say we're not there yet. It would take a lot of manual work and handholding by the user to produce that TV show. I think that in terms of using these tools to produce clips that a human puts together with their creative vision, that can happen by the end of the year, I think. Now, that's an ambitious timeline, but I think it's going to get to the point where we can start to have, YouTube level quality.
Yeah.
And full text in to a full movie, it's a little tough to say. I think that's actually
Yeah.
it's actually something that I leave more to the users to build those kinds of pipelines after
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
expose
Yeah.
the individual tools.